helpful. Go to rebuildingtheman.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing. Anytime you have situations happening in your life, always be still. Don't overreact. Most of the people that I know, they say, oh, I know Jesus, I love Jesus, I'm an observer. And as soon as something don't go their way, they get mad. I'm like, what the? If you overreact, folks, remember to do that. Don't overreact. And when you get mad, it's your problem. It ain't your wife's problem, your husband's problem, your neighbor, your friend, your preacher, your teacher. It's your problem. Why you think you tick? It didn't go your way or the way you think it should go. Don't have a way you think it should go. Let life just happen. Thoughts make you think that life should go the way you want it to go. And if it doesn't, if someone don't do or say or act the way you think they should act, you hate them. And then you blame them for being mad. It's the darndest thing I ever seen. But it's amazing to see it. So relax. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. Isn't he Mexican?
Colombian.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
Anchor Baby.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home. That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby. You know, he's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You the blackest one in this room,
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border, and then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on American soil. So he became the anchor baby. They don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing.
We like this anchor baby, right?
Hello, I'm the American Anchor Baby, and this is my show. How you doing, folks? A pleasure to have you here on this fine Wednesday. We got a bit of a show to get into, okay? Appreciate you tuning in, and I see all of my lovely people here. So we're going to welcome the people, start off with some decorum, show love to the people here. So thanks for tuning in. You're liking the stream. You're saying hello, and you're showing decorum. While I say hello to the people here on rumble.com/American Anchor Baby, punchy.tv/Anchor Baby, and of course the people here on YouTube. How you doing? His mama got pregnant in the intro is wild. How you doing? Hey, a pleasure. What else can I say? You're here. We got a show to get into. And you can call in. That's 888-775-3773 if you got something on your mind. Something you want to get off your chest, okay? There's the number, 888-775-3773. What else can I say? I mean, I got a couple things I want to get into. I see your calls and a number of things. So appreciate the patience. We'll get to you. Punchy's down, you said? I was just on it. There we go. Punchy.tv/Anchor Baby. What else? Okay, you're here. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow's the men's forum. We got Punchy TV later with the folks, with the fellas. I see your super chats. I'm going to get to all of you. And your calls. And, of course, your coffees. Thank you so much. We got some coffees we need to get into. Buymeacoffee.com/Anchor Baby. And we're all updated here. See, I was having some issues here. But now we are good. Nice. You got to love it when the cloud works. You got to love it. Okay. Amazing. So what else can I say? I want to show some love to the super chats, the calls here in a moment. Appreciate the patience. Knit, do the... No, I did not do that. Knit turning into a fly. No, it would be like this, right? If I was a fly, maybe I would do it like this. If I was a fly, maybe I would do this. If I was... Anyways. Howdy. We got Canada in the chat. We're going to get to all of you. We're going to get to all that, okay? But where were we? I mean, we were in the middle of stuff yesterday. We didn't quite finish. Punchy.tv/Anchor Baby. Thank you. Try again. Don't worry. Derek's a nice guy. He'll get you on hold. Don't worry. The fly impression spot on. Thank you. 888-775-3773. Where was I? I mean, we were in the middle of the Jaden Ivey thing. That's what we were talking about. We were talking about Jaden Ivey, the NBA. It's Christian. It's not. What's Christian behavior? We really were in the middle of that, and we moved on pretty quick. But there was a couple of things here in succession. That kind of go together, okay? I don't want to get to all of it, honestly. I want to get to all of it. But how about we show some love? You're going to be holding that for a bit, okay there? Oh, look at that. The call's coming in now all of a sudden. Incredible. Yeah, I mean, we'll get to you guys. We'll get to y'all. Just hold on a moment here because we're in the middle of this. Okay. Right? It was like NBA, they're like, you know how it is. Oppressive culture. You can't have free speech. You can't speak up. If it's Christian, for sure you can't. And the LGBT, you got to worry about, right? It's like you got to do the LGBT thing or inclusive, right? That's the word. You got to be inclusive. And that like goes up against people's Christian beliefs at times. Hey, it says it in the Bible, right? Isn't that our religious freedom and all that? So you saw this guy going off now. You guys know this guy better than I. You guys were saying that he's not even that good of a basketball player. I mean, he's been inconsistent. The guy's he's a up and comer, 24, young guy. He's got some time to grow, but maybe it was a little inconsistent. Maybe we have not seen him at his best balling. Okay, what else? And he was going off here on the plane, and he had gone on social media and said stuff about his beliefs and the NBA and all that stuff, and so that didn't fly well. He got waived. Now he's a free agent. You saw this, and then he goes on social media again, right? He's just like doubling down. You guys are crazy. I'm just talking about Jesus.
All I'm preaching is about Jesus Christ, and they wave me, right? They say I'm crazy, right? I'm psycho.
That's just such a funny scene, right? Like walking into the plane, everything else is trying to be normal. You're like, I'm not psycho. You're psycho. You think I'm psycho? You're gonna call me psycho? You're looking at your phone. You're like walking out. I'm psycho. Oh, hi, nice. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Yep. Have a nice day. Yep. Hi. Yep. I'm a free agent now. That's crazy, right? Anyways, so they're gonna call me psycho, huh? You're gonna be like, yeah, appreciate it. Yep. You have a nice flight. Yep. Yeah. Free agent. Crazy, right? So I'm psycho. Okay, that's the bit, but the guy's behavior is just not very Christian, in my opinion, right? Like, the only bad thing is how oppressive the culture is, right? That this goes beyond, you can't in your personal life, because there's a limit. It's like a Christian should know how to act at work, right? But the argument is like, oh, he was not at work. He was not at work. So it is this oppressive. I'm using that word. And it's terrible. It's like it's made everybody be so feminine and weak. The coaches have to come out with statements. Everyone's see that word's been in the network flying around. Try to keep it clean. The sun's up in the air. Forsaking the right thing. I forget. Someone had a great, much cleaner definition of that C word. J.B. Bickerstaff. What a cool name. Bickerstaff. And he's like, that's the coach, right? He's like, oh, he's a nice guy, J.I., I feel bad for him. He's been going through stuff. He's extremely difficult and injuries, trying to overcome that and work hard and be good here at the NBA. But I don't think we can overlook the humanity of it all. People have their opinions and blah, blah, blah. But I believe the NBA is one of the most inclusive environments in pro sports, and it's a genuine thing that celebrates different ethnicities, heritages, and sexual preferences, whatever it may be. Like, that's all that added language. Like, most people would feel like this even in some of that statements, right? Like, the majority of people would agree with some of that, but they gotta like throw this in, right? Sexual. He's like a man, an older guy. He's got like gray in his beard. They made him say that. Sexual preferences. But anyways, it's just like you start throwing out accusations, right? You're like, Steph Curry, he's not a Christian. That guy's not a Christian. You guys are just going for rings. It's like, Dave, man, I'm trying to support my Christian brother, but now it's like it's a fight. Now we're taking sides.
And you're not doing the will of God. That's where many stumble. That's where many don't know the real Jesus. That's why you got Steph Curry, and he not even surrendered, and y'all believe he's a Christian.
Is he like the nicest guy, right? Like married, like it says nothing, doesn't really do much.
Y'all believe he's a Christian because he wrote Philippians 4:13.
But that's where we were, right? That's where we were. Christian fight. I guess some of you saying it'd be different if he was like awesome at basketball, maybe. Sounds kind of jealous. Lord, what do you guys think? And we're gonna get to calls right here. 888-775-3773. You not even doing the will of God. What are these rings for? He goes off about, like, what does it matter? I could hear some Christians like, yeah, preach. What do rings matter in the world? What's that scripture? If you're with the world, you're like, I'll spit you out or something. Maybe I'm mixing scriptures. The world hated me first. Maybe I might be mixing a match in here. Who's heaven bound? One's in the chat if you're heaven bound. Where y'all at, huh? Where the real Christians at? One's in the chat. One's in the chat if you are heaven bound. Donald Trump doesn't know. They kind of go on. Some get on him about it. I just said seeing this, right? Sunday morning, President Donald Trump shared a statement on Truth Social focusing on his own mortality. Whether he's heaven bound. You seen that? You seen him kind of comment on that? wonder about that, saying, I don't know if I'm heaven bound. I don't know if anything will get me into heaven. Something like that. Yeah, you mixed them, Nit. See, Kevin knows his Bible. But where was I? He's kind of, I don't know, he's commenting on that. I think it's funny. I don't know if anything will get me into heaven. I think I saw him say latest. That was some time ago. So apparently he got some letter from American evangelist Franklin Graham. You guys know this guy? That sounds so familiar. Wasn't there like another Graham, famous Graham? The famous Grahams? He looks like a young Graham. There might be an older Graham. Or maybe he's not that young, actually. What am I thinking of? I saw some different picture, okay? Don't hate me. Franklin Graham, they're sending him a letter. And he's like, he congratulated him, whatever. He's congratulating him about war stuff and blah, blah, blah. But he's like, look, let me just make this clear for you, Mr. President. Let me make this easy for you. He had one said, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make heaven. I've made a life a lot better for a lot of people. Trump says. Graham, CEO of Samaritan's Purse, and Billy Graham. See, I knew something. Evangelistics Association wrote Trump in a letter. Your leadership is historic. This is an answer much to prayer. Nice, of course. Blessed are the peacemakers. Very good. Well, come on, let's get to that part. Let's get to the part. Oh, yes. He addressed his comments about not being positive about being heaven-bound. Maybe you responded in jest, but it's an important issue to know for certain that your soul is secure and will spend eternity in the presence of God, okay? I didn't see any ones in the chat. I'm scrolling up. I don't see any ones. Yeah, I don't see a single one. Where are the heaven-bound Christians? That's so fun. I don't know. I'm just messing around, okay? It's like this Christian stuff. How can you know that? How can you know that? The only one who can save us from hell is Jesus Christ. You can't save yourself. I can't save myself. He continued to write. Good works, prominence, success. None of these gets us to heaven. The only way to heaven is through the shed blood of Jesus Christ. Well, I guess that sounds nice. It's also nicer because he's saying it's not good works. It's like, and I don't know if that just that assuages my intellectual mind, because it's like, well, can you just go into your deathbed and say, let me do good works after living a terrible life? But yes, that's exactly it. Yes, you can. God knows you're like messed up or whatever. But how can you know this? Not a single one. There we go. There's the ones. We got ones in the chat. I just don't know how you can know that, right? Well, could you imagine being certain while alive that you don't hate? Or being certain that you have a clear mind? Now that, I don't know, just call me biased. But cool, right? They're talking about it. We're talking about it. It's all fun. Talking about Christian stuff, right? But also talk about LGBT culture. I want to get to that Supreme Court Ketanji. Look, she's actually so unfit. The black woman, like the misogynist, racist. They're like, oh, you know what you're talking about. They were right. The black woman that they picked just to be a black woman is the most unqualified, insane person. Sole dissenter on this thing. I'll tell you about it in a moment. But how about we get to 888-775-3773? All the nice folks here. And your super chats. Appreciate that. Great discussions. I want to get to, how about we get to William, number 7 out of California. Appreciate your call, man. How you doing?
Hey, Nick, can you hear me all right?
Definitely hearing you.
Nice.
My bad.
Excellent. Hey, so my question I asked the screener, Derek, was if you could ask God one question, and I know it sounds kind of cliche, but you knew it was him and he was going to tell you the truth and it would help you unlock some other stuff, or just, what would that one question be if you've ever thought of it before?
No, what?
If you could ask the creator who made...
The creator.
Jesus.
I'd ask him.
But the God.
I'd ask him why. Why do the oil ducts in your eyelids? Why do they get clogged, and then turn into a chalazion? And how do you properly unclog such a thing? That's what I'd ask him.
So are you talking about like the ice boogers you get in the morning? Like that?
No, I'm talking about a sty that turns into a chalazion. It's no longer like bacteria, but just like clogged duct, and it's just like a hard lump now.
Oh.
Okay.
And you have it, or you?
Yeah, I'm just asking. I just want to know.
Oh,
Who said I had
it? You that answer.
Get off my back.
I can give you that answer.
I'm not.
Hey man,
I'm not. I'm not taking. You didn't hit a chord.
Nick, I was just kidding.
I know.
I was
I'm
just
messing
getting
around.
clarity.
I know.
Oh.
I'm pretending
But
to
what if I can
hit
answer
a soft spot, like a. I'm
no
pretending
worries.
that you hit a soft spot.
Well, ask him a real question.
That's the thing. I can't think of one right now. So I'm messing around. Do you
So
have
I'll
a
answer that
do you
question
have
for
a
you.
question for him? I'd like to hear what you.
I have an answer for your question.
You do?
I do. It's because we have corrupted most everything we eat, breathe, and touch, and so our bodies aren't working the way they should be. So a duct getting clogged is usually because it's not clean. We're not probably exerting ourselves enough, so things get flushed out.
Probably right.
So that's why, and that's why there's cancer.
You're probably right.
So, my question for you.
I mean,
sir,
I
was
hope
the
you give me
reason
some
why-
time to think about it.
No, it's okay, man. The
God,
reason why I asked
Not
that
you.
question, you know what made me think of that question? For the call screener?
Sure.
Do you remember about 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months ago? I'm not sure when. I know I was driving on my way to a very unique place. And, as you may or may not know, I'm a delivery man, and I drive all over Northern California.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's right.
you had a caller, and you panicked, and you hung up on him.
Oh, I did?
The caller claimed was trying to tell the whole world that Jesus is returning this Easter, and then he said something that made you panic, and you disconnected. Sure,
and it was about what, Easter?
I remember because I thought it was very fascinating that this Easter, that Jesus is returned and that the mystery of God's going to be done away with, and that I think it's interesting that we're going back to the moon, and it's a 10-day trip, and it's covering this Holy Week. It's beginning today, Wednesday, April Fool's Day. It's a 10-day mission.
Oh, I heard
and
about
I just think it's interesting. I just think it's very interesting that Artemis is going to the moon.
But did you see the loop? Did you see the loop around the JPEG? That was so cool. It looked so cool.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the movies I go to watch look cool, too. The superhero movies are pretty cool.
This was,
so anyway.
I don't remember. What happened with the call, though? What happened there?
So you hung up because he claimed that, and you said, and because of your mind, the way it works, you were like, so let me get this straight. You're calling my show because this guy who supposedly, and I don't know if he said he was a Freemason. I forget if he said he was connected to them, but was in contact with the fallen angels, and that the mystery of God's going to be revealed. It's over, and that's why everything happened with COVID. And so you thought he was you were trying to even figure out if he was a troll or not, but he was kind of speaking matter-of-factly, and you didn't think he was being sincere because you said of all shows, you picked mine because of, how many watchers, viewers we have. And his claim was, I just went online and saw who was live, and I called into the show. And I remember like it was yesterday, but it was probably 3-4 months ago.
And what do you think happened there?
What do I? Well, I would be speculating. That's for darn sure.
Yeah. What do you think?
So if you want me to speculate, because you hung up, so we won't know. Because I would have asked many more questions, but you hung up because you panicked.
You would ask that question. I don't remember this at all, but you're telling me someone calls in about what you just said, and you would ask questions about that?
I'm not lying.
Or like what?
I remember because I thought about it that whole day.
What kind of question what kind of like sensible question could you even ask to such a conversation? What kind of like normal, helpful, and reasonable conversation could you even have with such a question? Because I don't remember the call, but I think maybe it's more likely that I have nothing. Why would I want to talk about that? That sounds crazy.
I would like to think, well, because we're claiming to be Christians. The Bible claims that the mystery of God in the book of Revelation will be coming to an end. There will be no more mystery for the atheist who claims there's no God. So there's that. We're supposedly in the end times. Most Christians believe that. Whether they argue about who Jesus is, that's besides the point. And the fact that he's supposed to be returning.
And I hung up to hide the truth or something?
What? You were asked. I was answering your other question. So you said, what do you do with such a question? To me, that's anybody who claims to be Christian or even believing in God, that would be, I don't know, be a very pivotal, fascinating thing, considering that I think there's no proof that we've ever been to space. It's just
maybe I just can't remember the conversation, but I think it sounds like
like
more likely I just thought it was crazy because it just sounds like something I don't really know what to think about end times. And you're saying what, that we didn't go to the moon or something?
We'll have to have a wait and
that we didn't go to the
right?
moon or something and all that. Like, you can't blame me for not wanting to go down that.
I'm not blaming you about nothing. We're just having a conversation.
Yeah. So what is it that you're thinking about it? What do you think is going to happen?
Oh, I just think it's interesting.
What is?
That call was interesting.
Right, but I don't remember about it. So what do you think is going to happen in life?
It's okay.
In the
you
world?
got black, did you? Never ask a black man if he remembers a weird call from a guy who says Jesus is going to come and he's already here. And yeah, he said that Jesus is here, and that he's going to reveal everything.
What I'm trying to ask, William, is simply I don't remember the claims, and I'm calling them nutty and strange or whatever, but I don't quite remember. How about you make them? Like, what is the claim? You make them, and then we can have the conversation, because I don't remember that call.
I'm not going to make no claim.
Oh, okay.
I didn't call it in. I wasn't the one who called your show claiming that he claimed that he is talking to the Jesus. And I would never make such a claim because I don't think I've talked to the risen Jesus.
Oh,
and if I did, I didn't know it.
So I got
tell you that right now.
If someone came up to you and said, "I'm talking to Jesus," you wouldn't think that's crazy. You would think, "Hey,
oh, wait a minute.
You know what? Maybe he is talking to Jesus." That's what you would think.
But I'm also familiar with the scriptures that says that if anybody says Jesus, he's returned, he's over here in this room, and he said, don't believe it, because like lightning comes from the east to the west, so will when the Son of Man returns. So it's not going to be hidden. So that guy was lying.
I was just initially confused as to...
Yeah, you thought he was crazy. I think you just thought he was crazy.
I don't remember the conversation. I was initially confused, but now I understand. You're just simply saying that if someone came up to you...
Your memory? None of this has jogged your memory about that call?
It really has
3-4 months ago.
It really hasn't. But I understand now your thing about
anybody else?
Yeah, I now understand.
Interesting.
William, if I may, I now understand your thing about it. And it's simply, and if I'm getting it right, let me know. I now understand your thing about it is that if someone came up to you and said, "I am talking to Jesus," you wouldn't think, you would think maybe he is talking to Jesus, and that I didn't think that, but you would. No. That's what you're trying to say.
Wrong. No, sir.
Okay, I would never. But thanks, man.
I would want. I'd say take me to him. I'd say take me to.
Good question. Yeah.
Take me to your leader.
Take me to your leader. Yeah. That's a good one. Take me to him.
And isn't that what we do? We go into space and we meet aliens, or they come here and they go, take me to your leader.
That's definitely one question. Yeah, you'd say like, okay, Trump. Show me. Take me to him, yeah.
So who do you think would represent Earth as the leader of Earth?
That's insane, right? Like if someone came up to you and said, I'm going to talk to Jesus, like, oh, that he might be, and then now you got to call me and say, I don't know, that's strange, man. I don't know, what are you trying to hide from and run from? Like, dude, that sounds crazy. Yeah. You don't think that sounds crazy? That sounds crazy to me.
Well, the reason I'm bringing it up because
crazy.
Easter's this Sunday. Easter's this Sunday.
Yes, sir.
And this guy made a claim on your show. And somebody should call in and remember. I wouldn't like to think I wasn't the only listener that remembers that. Because you had callers that call in that day and the next day about that call. They called in and talked about it.
James is saying he sort of vaguely recalls something. I vaguely recall something. You're saying they called even the day after. I don't remember that. What was the claim? You're saying this claim was made. Easter's coming.
I'm not making no claim. I just thought it was a very interesting phone call.
All right.
Well, and that. Thanks,
man.
That's all.
Appreciate it.
That's it, man. That's it. So that's all. William number 7 signing off. Like I said, I'm going to have a JLP. Well,
So you're just going to keep it a secret? You're not going to tell us what he said?
You hung up on him. You panicked. You were about 3, 4, 5
he
minutes
didn't get to make the claim, you're saying?
Well, no, he claimed.
That's what I'm asking you about. I don't remember it. What was it?
So
Easter's
I'm
coming,
sorry.
Right?
I apologize, Nick. I'm old, brown, and slow.
Yeah,
so
that's all I'm asking.
The guy
man.
claimed.
He claimed something that you remember, and we're in the dark. It's coming Easter. Tell us, what was it?
I'm sorry. My apologies. Sir.
No problem. Go ahead.
So his claim was that, and I think I could be remembering wrong. I'll find the show and re-listen to it. I probably should have did that last night when I was just doing nothing. He claimed that Jesus and the Father, I think, are going to reveal themselves, that the mystery's over, there'll be no more hiding of God, the atheist is coming to an end, and that this Easter, all will be, after this Passover / Holy Week Easter, it's over. He's going to make himself known.
Ooh, let's watch.
To the earth, to the whole earth. Yeah. And I just think it's funny that we're going back to the moon, into the heavens, supposedly in the beginning of the Bible, where God said, I put the stars, the sun, and the moon in the heavens.
I forget, do you deny that space is real, or I forget? Are you a space denier, sir?
Deny.
I don't want. Is that pigeonholing you?
Let's put it this way: I've never been to space. So
he's a space denier. He's a space denier. I'm messing with you.
There's plenty of space.
You're space questioning.
What about my space question?
I'm saying you're not space denier. I'm joking. That's like I'm putting that on you.
Okay.
But you're space questioning.
I don't think we can go into space. I don't think God allowed. If we came up with that kind of real technology to be out where there's no air, no oxygen, no food, well, I guess if we're stupid enough to go out there, I guess God would let it happen or let Satan deceive us. I don't know. But
that's like
I don't know why.
Why
would you want to go to the? Why would you want to go to the moon?
Why would you want to sail the seas? Why would you want to cross the ocean? Why would you want to do anything? Hey, different kind of guys, right? Different kind of men in the world.
Real.
William, I don't know what to tell you.
I've
sailed
the ocean myself.
Yes,
I've sailed the oceans myself. So, but I've not been to space.
Nice. Oh, you know, it's one thing I was going to say.
All right.
Right on, sir. Appreciate it. Hake is saying he kind of remembers saying he had a channel. Maybe I just hung up on him because he had a channel. All right, sir. Or maybe I'm afraid of what's coming. I don't know. Willie, man, I appreciate your call.
All right, man. God bless everybody, man.
All right. Oops. 888-775-3773. What are you talking about? We're not worthy. Why'd you make me think of that? I mean, I just read what you're saying. I'm easily influenced by chat. Okay. That should have been my answer to JLP earlier. I need to grow up like Hake. I'm in the years where before learning how to run a better show. All right, we're going to get to more calls, 888-775-3773. How do I want to do this? We're rubbing our hands. And hand rubbing ensues like Harvey Birdman, not like Jewish people. Okay, what's wrong with you? Trying to hide the truth. It's like, oh my gosh, don't say that. Don't you know I follow Satan? You cannot speak about the glories of the coming kingdom Easter is about to bring. How dare you? I don't know. How we do this? How about we get to the other William? William, number 3. How you doing, sir? You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, man?
All is well, sir.
Hey, I like William. I'm glad to hear from him. I just wanted to mention that Trump is like at the Supreme Court. He's like one of the first in a while to physically attended for the birthright citizenship case.
That's right. Yes, James was just telling me about this.
Yeah, I think
glad you're bringing it up.
Yeah. So I like the way he's defending the blacks. Surprisingly, he brought it up. He said that the 14th Amendment was actually for the protection of the slave children who are going to be coming into being citizens after the Civil War. and that that it has actually been the 14th Amendment's been manipulated by citizens, well, not citizens, people who are not, So I thought that was kind of interesting to bring that up.
It's like an educational. I love the you're saying Trump said that.
Yeah,
I love how he just makes these basics known. We're like talking about it here on the internet, here on this show. If only people knew, and he makes these basics known. I love that. It's like, yes,
That's pretty
this
great.
is a misuse of that amendment.
It will have been manipulated over
Totally.
the years, and so they're just trying to look into it. And he also they're talking about this executive order to eliminate the mail-in ballots, the bales of ballots appearing. So it's going to be tightening up for the midterms, and he's just doing a phenomenal job. And then it was mentioned, like on the 20th of March, about reparations going to Ghana, and Trump spoke up very well on that. His whole team. They says, "Hey, wait a minute. We are going to give you reparations for a atrocity." And what was the atrocity? And Ghana said the stealing of human beings.
Yeah.
To bring them to the Americas. And they were like, well, wait a minute. Let me think about this. We're going to pay you because we stole. No. You captured blacks and brought them to the docks and sold them. You, yourself, Ghana, or the Ivory Coast.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I don't know if I've heard anybody say that. I don't know. That one should be like.
Well, white people couldn't go. White people couldn't go.
Yeah,
White people made, historically speaking, white people did make an attempt to go in the bushes, find the blacks. Not too many times. Because you have to, if you go to Africa right now, which I'm sure they didn't have back then, if you go to Africa right now, do you know how many shots you got to take, vaccines and stuff?
I'm not sure. Dengue.
Plenty.
Probably for like stuff that you've heard of, like, I don't know. Yeah.
So they made an honest attempt to try that, and they found out very quickly, is what I'm saying, that was not going to work. And the West Africans captured their own people and brought them to the coast for sale.
Right.
So Trump is like, how dare we pay you for something you did? And that goes for the NGOs that was money going over to the Africas, cutting that off, cutting you off, cutting France off. If you keep acting up, we gonna pull out of NATO and see how you be talking if you're not protected. That goes to all of you, Canada, France, England. So we got the cards.
Interesting, man. One thing I like that you bring up is that I haven't quite heard people say that. And I bet it's coming, or maybe, but it should be like almost in your face. But yeah, the people that came out at this UN resolution saying we need to make it clear that the U.S. committed the worst crime ever with that slavery stuff. What about? And it was like an African nation. You saw this, right? It was like an African nation who came out to say this. It's like, what?
It was a slave trade. It was a slave trade. It wasn't
Talk about
just
yourselves.
The United States.
Yeah.
It was a slave trade around the world. There was a slave trade, and it wasn't just done by the Americans.
So true. And I like Trump. There's I don't know if I've quite heard enough talk about it, but there is a long game with the NATO and all this Strait of Hormuz. All this has been a long game about. And Hake was putting it in a cool way, in that America put themselves in there a while ago before Trump. This has been this brewing ultimate final fight, and Trump there's a cool long game there. I don't know if I've heard it talked about. Is this removal of the U.S. from the whole situation? Hey, if you know NATO, see, prove. Hey, world, this is proof you're not going to help us. So NATO's defunct. We shouldn't be the police. We shouldn't be all over here. So. It's interesting.
Well, we are. We shouldn't be our feelings. What reality is that we are.
Right.
And if you don't dance by the music, and there's been 760,000 jobs added by actual citizens just recently So the numbers are better than people think because they're looking at the emotional part of it. And I know Trump from day one was taking a whole lot from a whole lot of people, the NGOs, the Department of Education, medical for illegals, food for illegals, housing for illegals, a lot of different unnecessary programs. And they complain about ISIS not deporting. Yes, they are. They're just dancing by the music now, and you're not seeing it on the news as much. They're getting these people from the jails and from social services, food stamps records. They are still deporting people as we speak. They're just not seeing it on the streets as much because some of these cities are starting to play ball. Because like Trump said, if you don't play ball, you're not getting your yearly allowance from the U.S. government. Your state's going to miss out. And California is definitely one of those states. Nice. Because of what we do out here. So Trump is standing up like a man. And it seems like he stood up for American black people when he told Ghana, you keep on waiting for us to pay you for something like that.
Yeah. I mean, he's just saying how it is. It's just what it really is. He's just saying the truth. It is a like misuse of the 14th Amendment. It was for the slaves. Right. It wasn't meant for all these Mexicans and anchor babies coming over and just being dropped here and all that.
No, and no pun intended towards you at all.
No one even brought it up.
Right. But
I've been saying this. They said, everybody knows this.
I mean, it's like, how dare you ask for something that belongs to us that you created? NATO, how dare you not? They're not asking for combat. Did you hear me this morning talking to James? They're not asking for combat troops over there in the Hormone Strait. We got that under control, that part. They're asking for escorts to move these oil ships past these sea mines. They need escorting.
Mm-hmm.
And it is nothing wrong with Trump and the United States of America controlling China, Japan, Germany, England, France, and Canada's oil. It's a beautiful thing. I don't know why nobody other than somebody that live in those other countries, I don't know why nobody in America would dislike that. Control their stuff? Yes. I'm glad he is going to do it. Like you said, you either help or we take control of all of it. See what he did with Venezuela's gold. We took the gold and the mines and the oil. Trump's a boss.
True say.
And by the way, there will never be a Nick Fuentes president of the United States. So everybody outside this country that's wishing and talking about that silly mess that's not going to come true. You're not going to be a citizen of America.
Drive-by.
You're not.
This is a drive-by.
You're not going to be a citizen of America.
You're saying Fuentes?
Nick is here already. You're not.
Wait, who's not going to be a citizen?
No, especially Canada. They're deporting people back there. They're deporting people back there, too, as we speak. So, no, you guys are not up there moving here. And we don't want you as a state. We don't want the Frenchies.
They got their own problems.
They got their own problems, man. We're capitalists. They're socialists. And socialists, what do they do best? Talk about whose money?
Somebody else.
They talk about it.
It would be like adding a California. It would be like adding a California in terms of population and power and the representation.
I'm glad you brought that up. You know, in Alaska and Hawaii.
But we get a whole bunch of oil and we get the whole Arctic perimeter. We literally get it all.
You want to check out some pimp? You want to check out how United States be doing their pimp game? The last two states to come in this union were who?
Hawaii?
And?
I don't know.
Alaska.
Oh, duh. My bad.
Okay.
I knew that.
The thing about that is that those two states offered America something.
Mm-hmm.
Hawaii provided strategic location because there's no natural resources over there. They got location. They're in the Middle Pacific. They're strategically placed where we need them to be. Alaska had what? Seafood and oil. America is not in the habit of adding new states that would become welfare states. You just said it. Adding Canada would be adding what? Another what? California.
Another California, you're right, yeah. In terms of population and representative power, if it was all one state,
That's correct.
I don't know how to think about this.
Mexico would be adding another California.
No, because how's the population of Mexico?
But these places
the population
are
of
not
Mexico is approximately 126 million people. In Canada, it's about under 40 million, which is the whole state of California.
But both states don't offer. They're not states for a reason. Both of those states we just mentioned would become welfare states. The Caribbeans, that goes for the DR, Dominican Republic, it would be another welfare state. The United States does not add states unless that state or that place offers something.
I see.
That's how the pimp game goes.
Will stand in the way. He'll be forever in the way, Canadians. You're staying
Correct.
Canadian, and maybe
now
I think most want it that way. Anyways,
what do you think? And that's no pun intended. They got some cool people in Canada, but Vinny ain't one of them.
Let it fly.
Yeah, let it fly.
He's cool. But I'm telling you to go ahead. Let it fly.
What do you think about the United States pulling out of UN? Who benefits from that and who loses?
Sorry, if the United States pulls out of the UN?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the U.S. benefits.
Yes.
And the U.S.
We can stop feeding. Yeah, we can stop feeding you countries. So you better get over to the Straits and get your oil. You're either going to get your oil and escort it out of the Strait, or you're going to get your oil from us, like we did Venezuela with the gold, the oil, and the gold mines. Yeah, that gold is on its way up to the Treasury. You know that. In Venezuela. It's ours.
This is true. You're paying for they're paying for their insolence.
Right. But
I don't know. That's just joking.
Shout out to Donald J. Trump standing up for the blacks, here in America, having 750,000 jobs brought to actual American citizens. No
drive-by. He's another drive-by. Who's getting it next?
Yeah, well,
I think it's a generational divide, William. Maybe I know he's got.
Maybe.
Hey, he's got. Look, maybe some things are a little out there, like right, or like turning on Mr. Trump. That's insane, right? But I think it's maybe a generational divide too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
I bet you guys. It'd be cool if there was what's it called? A back and forth. You know what I said between? I'm thinking you brought him up, Zenny. But moving on.
No, I ain't got nothing against that little boy. But the thing is that he's got these conspiracies, the magic bullet, and we don't care about this stuff. We got something going on, a lot of stuff going on right now. We got presidents sitting up the Supreme Court talking about birthright. We got Ghana talking about they want reparations. They ain't getting it. We got blacks here in America talking about they reparations. They ain't getting it. We got ICE. People complain about ICE that don't live in the country, but yet ICE is still funded and still arresting people just in the jails instead of the streets. That's what we wanted from the beginning. Trump's a boss.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Trump is a boss. He is getting the arrest in the jails like he wanted to from the beginning. That's what they said. Don't. Why you guys want to let people out of jail? I mean, we have to wrestle them in snow on the ground, and people get hurt and shot and killed by ICE and resisting arrest and all that media attention. See, they don't see it, so they think it's not continuing. Deportations are continuing. They're even going back to Canada and Mexico as we speak. It has not stopped.
Interesting, sir. What was I going to say? That's right. He's committed to doing that and getting those criminals.
That's why
the criminal
he's the president. Yeah.
Right on, sir.
Okay, take care, man.
William, call me again.
All right.
888-775-3773. We're going to get back to calls. What are y'all saying? I was getting distracted there just the last sec. I was reading some of this. Trump calls U.S. stupid for birthright citizenship after attending Supreme Court arguments. So apparently he was already there. He sat there. Say it was the first for a sitting president to sit, right? This is the case is Trump v. Barbara. You know, he put down the executive order. He's like, okay, what do they got to say? Let's hear out the Supreme Court. I can hear the liberal media now, like, and he sat there menacingly with his authority, right? Like, almost like complimenting him, like, and he's going to just command the room. He's just going to sit there trying to command the room with his presence, which is what a dictator would do. Sorry. I'm not complimenting him. Sorry. That's the liberal media. I'm going to get back to calls. We're talking about this, talking about that. Right? I mean, he kind of brought up the Supreme Court, no? You might be familiar with this. But dang, Ketanji. What was it? Biden just picked the black woman? Like it's just like everybody, even on her own side, sided against her, and they're like pulling their collar, going like, oh. I mean, you're trying to be. Some are even. You can maybe even describe this as a little frustrated in their dissent. It's like all her liberals are against her in this Supreme Court thing. But basically, they ruled in this case. I don't know how you say this name. Chiles versus Salazar. Some lady. Okay, Kaylee Childs. She's this Christian licensed counselor. Okay, and there's this law in Colorado that banned essentially. I mean, they say it's like conversion therapy. It's in the headlines and they put it in quotation marks. They keep putting that in conversion therapy and they throw that around, but you get into the details of the case and the law, and it's like very broad. It's very broad and very psycho because of how broad it is. It's like you basically can't even be a counselor and say to an individual, not by threatening, not by with drugs, but simply, let's say your patient, client, etc., themselves, without any input from you, wants to lead a different life. They call, right? How do they put it? Kaylee Childs puts it a better way. Where was it? You know, essentially, there's individuals who want to explore reducing unwanted attractions. They don't want them. They themselves don't want it. Or feeling more comfortable in their bodies. They feel this whole thing, trans, and it's like they don't like feeling uncomfortable in their bodies. They don't necessarily want to like do anything to themselves. See, she says, and they say, this law bans that. It bans even just reasonable conversations, stuff like that. Just let's say, well, you know, I'm just getting this from SupremeCourt.gov. The law allowed affirming therapy, acceptance, support, or assistance. Childs argues that the law does not, it bars the opposite. So this came to Supreme Court, and you got an 8-1 decision with Ketanji Brown Jackson as the sole dissenter. And then all the other ones are like, what the heck? What the heck is wrong with her? Proving that she's quite, what's the word? She's not qualified, okay? She's not qualified. And it's hard to know if she's even like, she's barely sentient. She's barely sentient. It's like, in her mind, this opens up a world. This opens up a can of worms. She says this, like she says it's a can of worms. And this might be, now she doesn't say this, but her thinking, you could see it all over her. is now what's next? What comes next? What comes next? Oh my, just genocide them. Just genocide the poor trans and gay people. Her thinking is crazy. Zero Hedge here is like detailing her dissent. And some of this is it's just interesting. In her sole dissent, she observed that, to be completely frank, no one knows what will happen next. Drama queen. No one knows what happens now. To be completely frank, no one knows what happened next. 8 justices, including her 2 liberal colleagues, ruled that Colorado could not prevent licensed counselors from any practice or treatment that attempts or purports to change a minor's sexual orientation or gender identity. Any practice. It's very broad, right? The claim is, though, that it allows affirming, though. The win for free speech was catastrophic. Jackson maintained that this would open a can of worms. It would be far better for the majority to simply silence such dissenting voices in the name of science. Opines Zero Hedge. Neil Gorsuch wrote, the First Amendment reflects a judgment that every American possesses an inalienable right to think and speak freely, and a faith in the free marketplace of ideas is the best means for discovering truth. Any law that suppresses speech based on viewpoint represents an egregious assault on both of those commitments. You know, he's saying this is one-sided. It's one-sided. You can't just affirm. Justice Elena Kagan. Now, this is... Am I getting this one? This is the more recent woman, right? Oh, no, 2010 Obama appointee. Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. Now the Zero Hedge writes it like this, could not withhold her frustration with her colleague, noting that because the state has suppressed one side of the debate while aiding the other, the constitutional issue is straightforward. It's like, just read the Constitution. She's like, read the Constitution. Like, this one's simple. You know what I mean? Like, you need to finagle it a different way. She added that Jackson's view rests on reimagining, and in that way collapsing this well-settled distinction between viewpoint-based and other content-based speech restrictions. This is a basic one. Okay, good. I'm adding that there. I'm adding that, but unqualified, just an absolute embarrassment. Terribly run America. Just let the black people run it. No. Don't think about it. You shouldn't be thinking like that at all. You've made it worse for them. You make them look terrible. Now it's like, if they are professionals, if they are smart, if they are like educated, are the credentials really every day? I mean, it just means less and less. You seen how these people are, young people on Instagram? Right? You're doing all this work, becoming doctors. It's like, I'm positive many are in fact amazing and smart. It would be, and even doctors and all that. It's just, how can you know? They're really ruining it for everybody. Ketanji, DEI, Supreme Court, they put her in there. Basically, by accident, pulls up the ladder. And now it's pretty much over. Now it's over. They're on Instagram saying all sorts of stuff. And some of it is like, I'm not getting any black doctors. You'll never catch me with a black doctor. What a mess. But anyways, Mama is everywhere. Mama is everywhere. Her hand, her invisible hand is everywhere. Mama's invisible hand is everywhere. It's crazy. They call it woke. They call it feminism is a little closer, maybe. Right? They call it woke. And like, whoa, how are you having judges just letting criminals out? Mama, like the female mind, like her the way she judges the world. You know, I'm talking about your average, the mere woman, right? Just her average way, the way they interact with each other. How they socialize. What's in there? What's at the top of a female hierarchy? The nicest, the kindest. You know, I mean, I could probably think of better, more accurate ways to describe that, but that's on my mind as we talk about this. Woke, right? It's just like the female mindset and how the female portions herself, like socially, like an animal, right? I'm thinking like an animal, like social hierarchies, not God. But man, Mama, what's up with Canada's a nut house, man? It's just like all the time. CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Company. You've seen these ALS. What do they call them? ALS interpreters. Or what is that? Is that a disease? That's a disease. My bad. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. ALS interpreter. Or am I getting... No, that is a thing. ALS certified. No. Doesn't matter. ASL? These people waving their hands around because people are deaf. Okay? And all them waving, ASL. Sign language. American Sign Language. You seen these interpreters waving their hands around? They're like, some of them were hoaxes. Remember? They're like fake. They're not even real interpreters. They're just waving their hands around. Nobody questioned it. They're like, okay, I'm here for my first day on job. People who are actually deaf, like, I don't understand what she's saying. Right? I don't understand a word. I don't understand a lick. I didn't understand a lick of what that woman was saying, said the deaf person who needed, right? Something like that. And when you're speaking, that makes sense, right? But someone explain this to me. This is so nutty. You have a concert. What do you need? Are they blind? Are they blind and stupid too? What do you mean, you people? What am I talking about? What did I say? Did I say you people? That was the offensive part? Help me understand this, folks. Mama, help me understand this. Oh, they're playing guitar. I didn't understand. Like, I get it. The guy's singing. There's words. This ruins it, right? Like, I'm just trying to watch it. Can't we just all watch it? Like the left part? What? This part here. Oh, he's playing guitar. Oh, okay. This is insane. Oh, he's playing drums. Oh, my God. Translate that for me, please. What? Okay, guitar solo, A note, B note. Like, what? Just remove him from that part. Yeah, he's got to do these stupid faces. Like, oh, okay, I right now, yeah, really play that, bro. I mean, I got to say, he's pretty good. For the job they gave him, let's be real for a moment. I know it looks stupid and all that. Let's give credit where it's due. For the job they gave him, it's like, yeah, this is the guitar part. I'm going to do guitar stuff. This is the part where they're singing, and I'm going to translate the words, This, and it's like, it makes sense, right? Like, he's trying his best. He's doing a great job. You're doing a fantastic job. But this is ridiculous. This is a nut house. The Canadian Broadcasting Company. It's like government TV. Yeah. By the way, shout out Rush. Yeah, this is legendary, by the way. They're old. They're old. It's Unc. It's certified Unc. They're old, but it's cool. It's cool and it's Canadian, okay? And I like it. Okay, it's Canadian. It's just like, that's Rush. You guys know Rush? That's freaking Rush. That's friggin' Rush. Okay? Ba 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 da ba ba da ba. They're doing Finding My Way, Canadian band, Rush, and they haven't been. I mean, they're old. They haven't done music in like decade plus, at least touring and all that. Came out here doing some Finding My Way, but yeah, silly, right? Mama, this is Mama. That's that Getty? Yeah, it's Getty. Getty Lee. Okay. You guys know Rush, right? Like, it's like, Not just Canadian. Get it, Lee. So, yeah, solid stuff. But do we need the guy, really? Do we need that guy? Is this just a total nut house of a country? Like, who they got drumming these days? I don't know. Good question. But, yeah, Russia's Canadian as heck. Yep. Give us your best air guitar. Like, it wasn't even high up on the neck. That was like, wasn't that a solo? Like, you gotta be like, like up here. You know, you gotta bring it up here, man. Anyways. All right. Where were we? Rush, CBC. It's a mess. I want to get to calls. 888-775-3773. Mama's world is just messed. Maybe you're familiar with the Whittier thing. Whittier. And I had to double check, and it is like California. Basically, 4 women. 2 women met somebody at some point. They became friends. And these old gals were sharing tea. They were sharing that tea. They had tea to spill. They were spilling tea over some tea, maybe some coffee, maybe some matcha. I don't know. And the 2 women, as they were spilling tea, they were spilling that tea. I mean, they were telling each other about their traumas. You know how it happens, right? You're like, you trauma dump. Okay, your turn. Oh my gosh, let me give you what you're looking for. You're emotional. Let me stroke your emotions. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, my turn. Trauma dump. Okay, now my turn. Wait, hold on. And they ended up trauma dumping the exact same story. Whittier police, they went to, as teenagers, at some Whittier Police Department Explorer program, youth program for teens interested in law enforcement. They allege, these women allege, that former Whittier PD officer Charles Chuck Driley, who supervised the program, the allegations say he abused them at his home, exploiting his position of authority. And 4 women, 4 women came together with similar experiences in this lawsuit. Okay. Here's the thing. This is from like the 70s. This is from the 70s. Decades later. 50 years later. They come out, city of Whittier, boom, $3.5 million settlement.
Now,
I don't know what happened in this. I don't know what exactly happened in this. I don't. But this is all too common. It's so crazy. Zenny's obviously Canadian. He says things like grade 3 instead of 3rd grade. Yeah. I keep... like I spell color. COLOUR. But now I know my Celsius. Now I know my Fahrenheit, pardon. Now I know my Fahrenheit. So, call me a mess. Sorry. This is civilized. Remember we were talking about how so many rape accusations are false and not even reported as false? And if they did report them as false, the numbers are staggering. Like the Strait of Hormuz, 20% of the world's oil. Yeah, if 20% of the world's oil is at any moment's notice, right? Could be just gone. You see the instability. That's civilizational ending. If at any moment 20 to 40% of all rape accusations are false, that's civilizational ending stuff. We're hostage. This is a hostage situation. So I don't know what happened with this, right? But 50 years later, like the Chavez thing. What's the real story, right? Why didn't you say something back then? Like all the same questions, right?
Now to an NBC4 exclusive.
It's all too common in the world where women rule, and they say it's otherwise. They say they don't, but they do, and it's a mess. It's an absolute mess.
Now to an NBC4 exclusive.
NBC4 exclusive. Come on, where's the audio? We were all there. The audio was just there. Okay, hold on, folks. We were all there. The audio was just there. Maybe it'll work now.
And groomed.
Here we go.
Now to an NBC4 exclusive. The city of Whittier has settled claims involving 4 women who they say were sexually abused and groomed by a former police officer when they were in the department's Explorers program in the 70s.
Hey, sorry, callers. My bad.
NBC4 spoke with 2 of those women who filed those lawsuits.
I got you.
Camilla Rambaldi joins us live in the newsroom right now with their story and the response from the city. Camilla.
Colleen, the settlement paid was a total of $3.5 million to 4.
No, Zenny, I just want to talk about Canada. I'm reminiscing. It just kind of feels, it feels nice sometimes. You know, it's like home. Like a home type thing. You know, the West is my home.
Explores the complaints allege the abuse happened during ride-alongs and at the officer's home. The woman spoke exclusively to NBC4.
For the first time, 2 women who do not want to be identified are sharing their stories with NBC4.
I have no idea, but after the attack, I was in shock. I couldn't do anything.
I was
for 50 years
also taken to his house, but I was taken during ride-alongs.
The women are recounting the pain and trauma they say they experienced when they were part of a police explorers program through the city of Whittier during the late 1970s. They say they had joined the program as teens wanting to pursue a career in law enforcement.
I started when I was 15 because I had wanted to become a police officer.
The complaints
both they seem similar, huh? Can't really see them, but they seem to have like similar hair, hats.
Alleged they were sexually abused by former Whittier police
They didn't change their voices.
officer Charles Driley, who also worked as a police explorer advisor,
Is he still
according
alive?
to court
Is this officer still alive?
documents. The Whittier Police Department describes its Explorers program as a volunteer service for young women and men ages 16 to 21, allowing them to assist and work alongside police officers involving clerical assignments, traffic, and crowd control. The women, who have been best friends for years, said that when they compared experiences in 2020, they decided to come forward.
We both started crying when we started talking about it, and it was like such a release because we had kept this quiet.
The complaint alleges one of the plaintiffs was sexually abused by Driley starting in 1976.
You had
It's all women
repeated experiences.
Just like I'm not even calling, who knows? I don't know about this. You see, it's like women reporter. They're just backing each other up and just drumming each other. And it was just terrible, and it's emotional, and the pain you went through. It's like, where's the reporter? How about, and so why didn't you go 50 years ago? And it's fine. Let him say right, oh, well, I was scared. And, that's the funny thing about that. Let me explain something about, like, the women, about the female mind and the position they're in as the so-called weaker vessel, and the like options that opens up in a sense, and the defense that one can have as a woman. Put it like this, because the reason they say that is because it's true in some cases. I bet I was scared, but if you weren't and you're lying, how can you prove it otherwise? It's really on you. It's your word. And we're just saying, well, we just have to assume she's being honest. And that's why women lie about that. That's why they hide behind that one, which is very pernicious. It's very, very cunning, because it is true, I bet. But it's hard to prove. It's also just as true that that's exactly where a woman would lie. Say, I was scared. I was all
this individual.
Understand? And so let them say that, right? Let them say, well, I was scared, and that's fine. That's a fine answer. But where's the question, right?
It's
just a circle jerk with the woman and the reporter and
16.
Society.
And it continued on. The assaults happened at his home, and then they also happened when I was on a ride-along up in secluded areas in Whittier.
Court documents state one of the women was allegedly assaulted by Driley while volunteering with the city's police department, and that she had been, quote, invited to work on her interview skills for a promotion involving a volunteer role.
I'll help you out, be at my place. And I'm like,
don't say that, Bambinos, my bad.
What? And I said, okay, so I go, and it was his residence, and he attacked me in his home.
We reached out to the Whittier Police
They
Department.
hatched a plan to extort the system, get paid. Okay. Maybe, like, we don't have to go that far. This is this story, an opportunity to speak on the world at large. Don't know much about this one. Gotta say, you just gotta keep it straight. You gotta keep, Nick. Don't be scared of phobic. What do you mean, like, how it is true? I mean, look, maybe somebody's like, why would you keep it a secret? I'm just saying that in some cases, I bet it's true. It's just like you're a girl, you're young, or whatever. No one's gonna believe you. It's not exactly rape. How about, like, put it like that? It wasn't exactly rape. So it's exactly where a woman would hide as well, because it's hard to prove. How can you? Sometimes it is like that. But anyways, I think there's some wisdom. I don't know if this is, I've said this before. I'm not sure if this was at all in the thinking or underpinnings of such a concept such as a statute of limitations, right? That after a certain amount of time, you can't just bring up old allegations. I bet you, obviously, I'm not familiar with exactly why, the underpinnings of why such a concept exists, but I have to assume it's about stability. If you, like we've been talking about 20 to 40% rape accusations could be false. That's civilizational ending statistic. Like, it's about stability. You just open up the statute of limitations. Well, why can't you? You got to have justice, restorative justice. They say this about racism and all that stuff. All that stuff is, like, so destructive to society. It's just ripping it apart. Nothing's working. Everybody hates each other. So I bet you that's part of it. I think maybe there's another wisdom, and I don't know if it's intended, maybe unintended, but after a certain amount of time, the crime, the punishment, like, it's all been meted out. Is it meted out by reality, by God, by the passage of time? That person, should they be this person who hurts people, harms people, thinks they're better than people, hates people? You got to hate them and harm them and rape them and do all this stuff. They don't, trust me, life punished them. And it also punished you, victim, who stayed a victim for 50 years. You're supposed to learn your lesson. That was the justice should have also happened for you in those 50 years. The punishment happened now. It should have happened then. And the world, we have our laws, and that's fine. That's how man has apportioned themselves. But as all this time has passed, I think there's definitely a wisdom to statute of limitations. There's a deep wisdom about mere stability, but also further. Trust me, life meted out its punishment. I honestly believe that. You get ripe. You mature in that anger. Like these ladies, I think. It's like you had all these years to overcome it. Seriously. All things. But they got rape, but it's murder, but it's gang rape, but it's... Are you better than someone? Are you better than the next guy? Or are you mere people created by God, but we're people, right? Oh, so you hate them. You think you're better than them. These people are insulated from having to forgive. That doesn't sound right to me. But where was I? That was accusations from nowhere. Don't know the detail, but whatever. Moving on, folks. 888-775-3773. I want to get to Maze out of Dayton, Ohio. How you doing, Maze? Got you on the air.
Have you read Ketanji Brown's resume?
Ketanji Brown's resume?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
You always talk about her qualifications.
I'm suspect. I'm
I
suspect.
would suggest that you read it, learn.
Sounds like it doesn't matter anymore these days, huh?
But you should
I don't know what they
because-
were, but if they say I went to such and such school and I have this and this,
Oh no.
but then you act like this, sounds
You
like
say
it
you're
doesn't
not
matter.
qualified. What is the qualification to be on the court?
You would think be reasonable. And I read the Constitution, but even her own liberal justices are like, this is a clear cut constitutional thing. Can you read the Constitution?
So since
I would think that, but I don't know. What are they, Maze?
Okay.
Enlighten me.
you said you need to dig and find out stuff and stop listening to babbles.
To babble or Babylon? I'll look it
Whichever.
up.
Whatever.
If you want me
Yeah.
to. I'll look it
Yes,
up
I would like
if
you
you
to.
want me to.
And,
Only if you want
and
me
when
to.
it comes to Ghana,
Okay.
that man ain't said nothing about reparations. He said they wanted their gold and everything that was stolen from them. He wants it back. So if you steal somebody's jewels and gold and all of this, and they want it back, and you take them to court and sue them for it, and they just might get it back. And people keep talking about
What a
slavery
mess.
and who caused slavery.
They might get it from under whose authority?
Under the authority of
Like an international court or something?
World court. Yeah.
That's so dumb.
What's dumb about it?
Because that doesn't make sense.
'Cause we looking
How
at the
can
same
you go
thing.
back into the past and blame these people for stuff they didn't do?
If they still have it, if they still have it, so why
What's
shouldn't
Ghana
they
going
give
to
it
give
back?
back then?
What do you mean they're going to give it back?
They stole something.
They said nobody's coming in there to
You're
get
telling me
the rest
Ghana's
of the
never
resources
stole
that they have.
anything? You're telling me they haven't
What?
stolen a single thing?
What?
Yeah, what's Ghana going to give back?
What do they got to get? What do they have to give back?
They got it. They stole something.
Oh no, they didn't steal it.
They didn't steal a
We're
single
looking at-
thing.
We're looking
They
at them
they
stealing.
never conflicted with anyone. They never had a conflict with anyone.
Conflict
Maybe you should
and
do.
stealing
I'll do
they-
my homework. Maybe you should do yours.
Conflict. It's the difference between
You
the
gave
two.
me homework,
Con-
right, Mace? I'm
Can I
giving you
finish?
some homework. Ghana.
I'm telling you like this: conflict and stealing people's belongings is a whole different thing.
Will you find out though for me?
Oh, sure, I will.
Okay.
And then what you need to know is you need to play what he had to say, and then you'll understand what he said too, and you don't have to listen to the
You're
second
actually
hand.
right.
That's
no,
right.
I'm just
So
listening.
it's better to listen out of
we
the
should
mouth
listen
of
to
the
the man
person that
himself.
said it than come a second-hand person that don't know what they're talking about.
That's fair.
And now
No,
let's
that's
get with
just fair.
Trump. So if Trump did all these things, why is he tearing down, going to museums, taking stuff down, and doing all of this stuff? He ain't
What did he
gave
take
no
down?
back because DEI is what you don't want. So they move a lot of people because of DEI, and people lost their jobs. So non-DEI is screwing up the country and the world. And I don't know why he's sitting up in the Supreme Court because he has no clue of what's going on in there. Because the court he should have been sitting in, he evaded it, and that court helped him.
What
stop
did he
him
take
from
down
going
from
to
what
jail.
museum?
Huh?
Maybe it was worth taking down. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Oh, really, really?
Yeah, maybe it was worth it.
Then he want to go over there and
You know what they have in
Canada,
museums? They have BS like I
He
don't know,
wanted-
like stuff for I don't know. They have all sorts
have
of
the
BS
truth in them.
in museums.
Some of them have the truth in them. That's all, and you don't want to look at it and realize that's the truth. Want
Do
to
you
put
think the
something in the way.
Ghanaian? Do you think But you did mention all the United Nations stuff. Do you think these African nations should also speak on their own?
They should have their own. If all of those
when they do this thing and they're saying, hey, you got to return whatever, and it's like are they going to include themselves in the worst crime of world history or whatever?
It was.
But do you think those African nations should include themselves?
Include themselves of what?
It being part of
What did they
the
do?
so-called
People came
transatlantic
and
slave
stole
trade.
their people. Came and stole their people.
They were integral.
But just because they were stolen, does that mean they had to mistreat them after they put them in the New World?
You mean the Africans mistreating
Yeah.
each other? You mean the
No,
Africans that
I'm
enslaved
not
other
talking about-
Africans
I'm
and
talking about
Arabs
free-
that enslaved
I'm talking
Africans
about
and
free
mistreated
labor.
them? Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about free labor.
I'm talking about the transatlantic. I thought we were
Oh,
talking
you
about the slave trade.
That's right. The same thing, slave trade.
So
After
will
you
the
traded
so
them,
do you
hung
believe
them,
the African
and you
nations?
did everything else to them. So did the African people know about that, or did they have a part in that too?
I don't know.
After they
Do you
reached
think the
the shores
African
over here.
nations? Do you think the African nations?
And then after they reached the shores over here, they made something out of themselves again.
Do you think the
And
African
then they
nations should
came
include themselves?
And
though?
then these American
Blah, blah,
people.
blah, 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 blah. We're not even
Oh,
talking
there
to each
you
other,
go,
Mace.
acting like a child.
But we're
You
not
want
even
a la-la
talking to each
land.
other. You didn't answer my question.
I didn't hear your question.
It's
Wait,
like one goes, then the next.
So you trying to act like you have amnesia and off in love.
No. Well, how about we start from here?
Stay with me.
I'll
Stay
stay
with
with you. You stay with me here. Should the African nations include themselves in who perpetrated this so-called terrible crime?
They are including themselves because they want what back for what was taken from them.
No, but I mean as part of it, as perpetrators of the slave trade.
Where did they come from anyway? They sold them. Oh, of course, you got a lot of them over here. Like
They literally did that.
Rick
This is
will
not
Rick will
denied.
do it too.
The Arabs did it too. Literally, here's what. Do you think they're literally they?
I'm saying he said
everybody did the slave thing, Maze. Like everybody.
No. Everybody did the slave. It was more, everybody did the slave. Just because everybody did
At
the
some
slave
point.
thing, did everybody?
Including the
hang 'em
Africans.
and
That's what I'm
mistreat
trying to
'em?
tell you. Are you denying that?
I'm not denying. I'm saying, did everybody mistreat them and hang them and do all that stuff to them?
Probably worse. I mean, I heard about explorers going to these nations and then writing these terrible accounts of what they saw over there and what they did to each other. So yeah, I think far
What they
worse.
did to each other.
Rivers of blood, Maze. Look it up. Literal rivers of blood. That's how they described it.
Of course, it was rivers of blood over here too. I don't know. Like Bloody Sunday and all them different things. After they were here.
Not like this, Maze. You
we
do that
looking at it
homework, you'll
now,
be
Jack.
shocked. Not like this.
Nick, we're looking at the same thing.
You ever
now,
seen
just
a
in
temple?
different
You ever
ways.
seen an Aztec temple? Imagine blood just like running down one of these. Like we never had that in America. What are you talking about, Maze? Just blood, just like coming down one of these. Imagine that.
See, this is
Just
supposed to make
imagine
you
that.
feel
I
good.
know
You
you're
are
not
from
watching,
here.
Maze. Maybe
Come down
but
to earth with me.
what we're all looking at is a big old pyramid. Okay,
and I'm
tell
talking,
me.
you look at a pyramid of the way you were looking at it. I'm looking at a pyramid and the way it happened. So you don't want to admit, just like you want to go take Canada. What is you going to do with Canada? Canada hadn't done nothing to
We're
you,
gonna
but you
whip
try to
him
make
into
it
shape.
part of this country. That's going
And take
into
the
somebody
oil,
else's
and
place.
take the oil sands, and take the minerals, take the cobalt. I think they got cobalt. Take
Oh,
what else
really?
do they
Oh,
got?
that's what they're trying to do?
I don't know if they're trying to do that.
And try to do a regime change.
I really don't think so, actually.
What he did for the black people. He didn't do nothing for the black people.
Who?
Trump.
He's done stuff for everybody.
Tell me what he had done. He had done nothing for the American people, nevertheless the black people. Except went on there wasting a whole lot of money bombing up people.
No, he's put in America.
And then you got, tell me what he did. Let me know. That's why maybe I'm misinformed.
The border. That's for you, Maze.
What border?
The border.
I'm not
It's
worried
like no
about a border.
crosses. He's
Really?
making everything. He's pushing everything in the right direction. Like
And then what
for
is he gonna-
for reasonableness. Like he's pushing everything into a world of merit, back into the world of merit. You deserve it. Professionalism. Make things work.
You fool yourself.
That,
But I have another.
the evidence of that is the DEI stuff. He wants the economy to work. He wants everything to work.
He wants it to work. It's supposed to be working. It's going on a year and in how many months?
You said
and
what?
it's not working. Everything's going higher and higher. Only people making money is him, his son, and his son-in-law, and all those people. Where's American people getting out of this? Nothing. But a lot of lip flopping. So why is he at the Supreme Court today? What is he there for?
You said what?
Nick, what is he in the Supreme Court for today?
Says you about the
I'm
previous
asking you a question. Why is he there?
birthright
For what reason?
citizenship.
Oh, birthright
Yeah.
citizenship, meaning his
Meaning-
wife won't have him either.
Say what?
His wife, if she got birthright citizenship.
I don't think so. She's naturalized. She wasn't born here.
Really?
I don't get the joke.
How did she get naturalized?
Like
She climbed over like a lot of people and got there.
you said what?
Was in a serious way.
No, it's a process. It's a process.
And then you
I
talk
don't
about
know how
the
it
jail.
did. I don't know the details with
could-
Melania,
How could I
but
be
in some way she got naturalized. There's a process for
Nick?
it.
Okay, you just gave me an answer to that one. So how could ICE be taking people out of jail when Mexico is sending prisoners from there to over here? Explain that one to me, please.
Well, here's what's happening. The local police arrest people, and then they find out that they're not citizens. And if they arrested them, that means that this is a non-citizen committing crime. Boom, ICE comes in and says, you're out of here. Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm asking you, how could they be going to the jail to deport people when Mexico is sending people over here in the jail?
I don't understand your question.
The mafia,
That's
they sending the
exactly why
mafia
they're
over here,
deporting
so-
people. That's in fact
so-
exactly why they're deporting people, because
Nick,
Mexico's
they
sending
sending the
people
mafia
here.
over here. So if they got all that power, you mean they gonna come over here and do the same thing they were doing over there?
You lost me, Maze.
So they in the jail. So some people need to get themselves together. And Trump ain't doing nothing for America.
If
He's
Mexico
only
is
doing it for
sending people
himself.
here illegally, that's exactly why ICE is in the jails keeping
Well, are
them
they
out.
here legal? The one Mexico sent over here, are they here legal? The gangsters.
What
They
about
gotta
them?
they gotta go amongst the prisoners that's already there. And what do you think they're gonna teach them? That's
No,
what I like.
You're not making sense, Maze. How about we go to something else? Last thing.
Oh, why? I just like answers.
There was
Lip
nothing
flapping,
there.
not
I don't know
giving
what to answer that.
answers.
There's no
Oh,
way
you
to
know.
answer what you just said. Yes,
that's what I
if
know.
Mexico is sending people, yes,
But
they
y'all
need to
run-
be the ICE. That's why the ICE is in the jails. That's the very reason why they're there,
Well,
dealing with the illegals that Mexico sent over.
So that's why I'm confused when I hear people talking about the jails and they taking them out of the jails and sending them back, but you got Mexico sending the mafia over here into our jails to have to take care of. Is Mexico paying money for them to be over here?
You know, you might be talking about something interesting. I'm just trying to follow. I mean,
It's very
I don't know.
interesting.
I don't know that, and the cartel and all that being here. I feel like you would be, if you have a problem with the cartel coming here. It sounds like you'd be supporting ICE and supporting.
No.
What am I not getting, Mace?
Shouldn't even be on our streets. Really, they shouldn't be.
It sounds like you don't like the cartel being here, right? Is that what you're saying?
Why would they be here unless they came in for trouble?
Well, exactly. They got to get out,
They're
right?
going to stop what they're doing. Mexico getting rid of them and dumping them over here. And who got to pay for it? Some people are always talking about welfare and this and that, and they on welfare themselves. That's what they hear the ones screaming, hollering about welfare. They are getting benefits from the government.
I'm like so confused.
Like, stop
So
crying.
you don't want cartel here, but you don't like ICE.
What am I supposed to like? ICE is killing American citizens.
Maybe you like them dealing with the cartel.
What am I supposed to like about them? What am I supposed? They got to have their faces covered up. I don't need nobody walking around with their faces covered up so you don't know who they are.
This is shocking, Mace. I
That's
didn't know you
confusing to
didn't
the
think
American
for
people.
yourself this
You
much.
got crazy people walking around that pretending, they can harm people, and you sitting here thinking it's ass and it's some crook. So you need to get it together, stop talking about women, and give us her resume and tell us why you don't like her resume and see why she's qualified.
I'll do that homework.
Do Clarence Thomas's, do all of them. Matter of fact, do all of them.
Okay, sure. Will you call me
And
again?
Trump, the first president that went and sit up there in the courts, I want to see him in the other courts. Stop fighting. Just go sit up in there and take what you got. If you're innocent, prove it.
Will you call me again, Mace?
Oh, yes, I will. And I like.
And you got to
understanding-
do that homework. How did Ghana become Ghana? Did they take it from somebody? Were there warring tribes? Was there war in such a region?
There's war and tribes
How
everywhere.
justified is Ghana as a nation? I'd like to know.
They are very justified of what they want.
Just totally clean.
They want people to
and
stop
clean
stealing their
slate,
resources.
blameless people. They just popped up in Ghana and they're like, we're just,
I'm saying,
we just grew out of the ground and we just
No, it's
deserve
like when
to
the
be
gospel
here,
has
right?
been preached. It's when the gospel has been preached, then shall the end come. And they who preached the gospel over there to those people and took their resources.
All right. Well, you'll let me know, right, Mason? I got some homework too.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. So Ghana gonna get what they want back,
What a mess.
and that's somebody else's problem. And Trump sitting up in the Supreme Court, don't even know what's going on in there. He's just sitting up in there just for a show because he done started a war, and the world is mad with him.
We'll see how that ends up.
Yeah, we're gonna see how
Why are you
gonna
laughing,
throw in a
man?
white flag.
He's a strong man, and you should be like supporting. All right, Mace, call me again.
Have a good one, Nick.
You too. 888-775-3773. You have a good day. It's the best teacher, Kevin. She's the best teacher because she doesn't check my homework. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my homework. I'm gonna do my homework. Okay, it's not that deep, right? Like it's like, what you want me to do my homework? So, I'm gonna be like Clarence Thomas is DEI. Well, Ketanji is DEI. It's like Clarence is like you could prove it. You could see him in his speaking and in his dissent. It's like, if anything, Clarence is like one of those examples that is a white pill. The black pill is, wow, DEI has totally destroyed black stock. If they're a doctor, if they're anything professional, how can you even trust that's true? But actually, brilliance shines through no matter what. And Clarence Thomas is the white pill. Don't worry, brilliant blacks. Just shine. Don't get bogged down by the BS. Just shine. And I'm joking. I'm messing around, but that's actually true. That's actually might be freaking true. Friggin', if you're Canadian. We got Jeff out of Louisiana. How you doing, Jeff? Appreciate your call. You're on the air.
Man, I'm so glad for last call.
What about the last call?
It just it's funny to hear her go on and on about shit she knows nothing about.
You know, I'm not going to judge her on that. I was like shocked maybe initially, but then I did that yesterday, maybe.
Of the transatlantic slave trade, of the transatlantic slave trade, 12.5 million Africans were shipped over here. Only 450-something thousand went to North America.
Amazing.
The rest of them went to South America and Mexico and Puerto Rico and all that crap.
Brazil. Yep. Brazil got a huge amount of them.
Yeah, and as far as talking about when they couldn't sell them to the Americans or trade them, so it wasn't free labor; it was traded for. You know, they gave them beads and firearms and gunpowder and all that stuff. So it wasn't just going to kidnap people getting free labor. They traded something worth for something worth.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it's not right, but it wasn't just going to snatch people getting free labor.
I see. Was that like how they initially thought of it?
No, what initially happened was, like William was saying, when white people went over there, the Europeans, they didn't have the immunity built up for diseases that were there. So a lot of times the Europeans that were kept from and started across the land, they would die during the voyage back because it's called disease over there.
Yeah.
So that's why they started bringing them out to ships, because Europeans couldn't fight diseases. That's why they started bringing them out to ships, and they traded for gunpowder and beads and whatever they could use. So it wasn't just free labor. It wasn't just going to show people free labor. And I don't know if you read, I can't remember what nation it was, what country it was, but some
Mic check. Sorry, go ahead.
They were the ones that couldn't trade off. They would kill and sacrifice them for various things in the African nation.
Yeah, speak on that.
But I find it kind of funny that everything that's wrong in the world is an evil white man. And as far as birthright citizenship, I'm talking about, Trump's wife is a U.S. citizen. She's married to Trump for one thing, so she's got citizenship.
Right, she's sponsored if that's how she got it.
I mean, I don't know if that's out here, but it's not retroactive to go back and get rid of people that have been here for generations or 30 years that have legal citizenship. These sort of people, it's not documented, not legally here. And one more thing I want to say, I'm talking about what was.
Sure. Thanks, Jeff. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think, there's one more topic I want to hit on real quick. What did Trump do for black people? He permanently funded HBCUs. The better question is, what did Obama do for black people, specifically for black people? Nothing.
Oh, gotcha. That's right. That's right. Some were critical of that, but that's true. That would be an answer, right? If it was specifically, it was HBCUs. I remember that.
That's all Obama done was the LGBT community. Trump's done, he started, I can't know the name of it, but the program to get black people out of prison early and get them back to work.
Say that again?
To get for the non-violent criminals, to get them out of prison early, get them early released, and get them back to working.
Yeah, the violent criminals, the illegals.
I mean the non-violent criminals, the blacks, to get them out of jail, out of prisons.
Gotcha. Yep. Trump with the prison reform or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Some sort of reform, he kind of backed that a little bit. I forget. That was not. If I remember, that was silly. That was not good.
I can't think of the list, but there's a list of stuff he's done specifically for the black community. And it's just, I say compare him to Obama or anybody else, and this Iran thing, if you go back and watch, y'all seen the show before, I think, he did a speech in 1981 when Iran had a hostage over there, saying then this needed to be done, back then. This has been 45 years in the making.
Mm-hmm.
He said this over 40 years ago. So it's not like he just come up with this now. And Bibi Netanyahu wasn't in charge over there then. So everybody's saying he's doing it because of Bibi. That debunks your argument right there. The fact that he said it back then. Anyway, man, I want to hold you up.
I agree. I tend to think more that it's that it's just one-sided. He's control this. That's not a good enough explanation for me. I tend to think that they are. Put it like this, the U.S. married Israel. They're married, essentially. And as much as you want to think, okay, you think the marriage is going to go one way, I'm going to dominate, I'm going to do it. No, they're going to control each other. And that's basically what has happened. It's not necessarily bad. It's not necessarily always good. But do you have to divorce? Do you have to? Some people want to end it all. It's like, what? Anyways, I'm just rambling about it. Jeff, thanks.
Two more quick things. Did you hear what he said the other day? He said the UK needs to get over and get it straight. And he said something to the effect of if they want oil, then they need to get straight and get cleared. We got our oil. That don't affect us. And then
we got what oil? You said?
He said the UK and all them countries need to get in a straight and get cleared because they need oil. We don't.
Yeah. I mean, what he's talking about is that, the Asian... See, here's what happened. The Strait of Hormuz is closed up, and they're calling it... There's this panic buying going on. The panic buying is only in the East right now. It's only in the Asian markets. But what it is, it's panic buying. That's how it's described. They are buying up literally any scrap of oil even oil that's merely promised, that's merely promised, because it's not that 20% of all of what's it called, of like global traded oil has been removed from the market. It's not that. It's that all of available oil in the world, a fifth of it. And this, we're talking about oil. This is the stuff that nations, that's non-negotiable. They need to use it. So they are buying it up. But this panic buying is going to be contained in the East for only so long. It's going to start spreading. It's going to start spreading. But that's what they're talking about when they're saying that we don't need it first. It's essentially that the oil that's initially disrupted, it is the Asian markets.
Yeah, man. Last quick thing, I'll show. Yesterday had them in an old office asking questions to all the press, and somebody said, "Well, Iran said they're going to attack these U.S. companies," and Trump said, "Attack them with what? BB guns?"
Say again, Jeff.
Trump said, "What they going to attack them with? BB guns?"
Oh, who? The European allies?
No, it's talking about Iran said they're going to attack American companies. Iran said they were going to attack American companies. Trump said, "What, they're going to attack them with BB guns?"
Oh, gotcha. Is he quipping on the fact that he's basically destroyed a lot of their military capability? Like, with what?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Anyway, man, I'll let you have a good one.
Yeah, Jeff, thanks for your call, man.
Right.
Iran is they're interesting. They know how to fight. They know how to fight their position, which is the guerrilla asymmetric position. Using information. There's rumors that there may not even be mines. There may be no mines in the Strait of Hormuz, and it's like we just got them thinking that. And they've maintained. I mean, the U.S. has had to admit that they maintain their ballistic capabilities, meaning they can send missiles and drones. Tankers don't want to go through. They don't want to die. They don't want to die. They don't want to lose the oil, but they don't want to die. Spicy, hairy situation, right? Hey, Mr. President. The man of the hour. Where were we? Thank you for your constant. Can we do some super chats? Holy Eric, man. Let's get to you, man. I'm going to get to you earlier. We got some super chats. We got some coffees. We got the folks that are supporting. Rumble.com/American Anchor, baby. How you doing, Jules? I didn't know you ranted like that. I didn't know you be ranting like that. I got to pay attention. A little spending money for you. Back. Appreciate it, Jules. Very cool. Thank you. Buymeacoffee.com/Anchor, baby. We're going to get to the coffees here, but Thor Mode, sending a little love to the Anchor, baby. Call it a grandma smooch with those red lips. Thank you, Thor Mode, with the super chat earlier there. Incredible. Man, Eric with the coffees, back-to-back coffees. Let me just put this up on the big screen. Is that okay? Is that okay, chat? will that be okay with you? Will that be agreeable with you? Hold on, let me unzoom. Thank you, Eric, with the coffees on buymeacoffee.com/anchorbaby. The horse and the carrot, the carrot. Oh, geez, I'm trying to scroll this, Eric. Here we go. Eric with the coffees. He's speaking on it. Hold on, we're trying to get there. Okay. No, not that one. I'm trying to operate this computer. The horse and the carrot, writes Eric. There you see them there. That's so cute. The little carrot and the little horse. In reference to the article about men on your Monday show, I've explained this several times. Men are the horse, women are the carrot. 1950 women married at 20. 2026 women, they're married at 28.4. I'm assuming that's some sort of average. If women sleep around for an extra 8.5 years before marriage, they lower their value to men. The carrot gets smaller. When the carrot gets smaller, the horse lacks incentive to run. What the heck am I running? That little carrot? Society is saying, what's wrong with the men? They don't want to work. They're drinking Mountain Dew, playing video games, and subscribing to OnlyFans. But why? Why is this happening? How dumb can people possibly be? Writes Eric. Men don't want to pay new car prices for a lemon with 100,000 miles and rear end damage. This is common sense. I don't know. They're married. They're married them. This is common sense, but for some reason it goes right over everyone's head. The demoralization of women is the common denominator in all societal dysfunction. All of it. He says all of it. Strong men are the result of virtuous women. That's how the male/female dynamic works. When women become whores, men become weak. Women don't go to school to build a career. They go to school to build a roster. Men don't go to war and give their lives for ungrateful prostitutes. They work at Starbucks and drive for DoorDash. He said you can't start messing with one knob and think no other knob is not going to move. Exactly. Yeah, you get it, Eric. You get it. Yeah, we're messing with all these knobs. It's like women can work. Oh, whoa! All of a sudden, birth rates are real low. The baby makers aren't making babies. One little thing I got to say, Eric, about this. So, are you saying women rule? That's what you're saying. Right? Because it's like if women are whores, then men are. So women rule. Women run things. And I don't know if you're saying that's how the world should be. I would agree that that's basically how it is. And you know, there's the governments of the world they've tried all incentives are a thing. And how do I put this? I mean, it's the society question. It's what the Church of England was trying to do for hundreds of years, right? How do we get people to agree to these rules? And they're not just arbitrary either. Like, we're standing on the shoulders of all the dead before us, the generations before us. You know, you may want it one way, but turns out that ends the world. Turns out that brings upon the apocalypse and society ends. Marriage and trying to get people to agree on marriage. The church has been trying to deal with that for years. But I don't know if I'm not here telling men to be part of that. I don't say that. That's the world's way. I don't know what you're saying here. But do you realize that's what you're saying? You're saying women run things. I don't know if you mean it to be that way. But you're saying women rule. Because it's like, it's only if the women get better will the men get better. It's only if the women... what else? Thank you, sir. He talks about this. You got one here about the spoon boy, the Matrix. You guys remember, there is no spoon. And he bends the spoon. There is no spoon, writes Eric. The spoon equals the problem. Problems don't exist. Our belief in the problem creates the problem. The problem is we're trying to bend spoons that don't exist. There is no spoon. There is no problem. There is no you. You are the problem. Bend yourself. Give up belief. There are no rules, he writes. Just give up belief. That was the title of Monday's JLP's show. Remember our conversation. Thoughts and beliefs are not interchangeable. You can watch a thought without becoming the thought. Believing one thought is death, writes Eric. Resentments are beliefs we can't see. That constant state of unease, anger, creates compulsive thinking about problems that don't exist. To say give up belief is to also give up is to also say give up anger. There's no end, he writes. Thank you, Eric. I totally remember that. There's no spoon. And then he bends that spoon. It's like, what does that kid say? He's like, once you realize there is no spoon, you realize it is not the spoon that bends, but it is you. Or what does he say? I haven't seen The Matrix in a while. And that's like one of the later Matrix, right? Because there's like the Matrix trilogy. They say the later ones aren't that good, but I don't know. I like them. You guys think I'm interpreting some of what Eric is saying? He should be, maybe call in, man. Hey, we read the super chat. Thank you. Where are we? Yeah, there is no, he says, what does he say? Oh, that's the first one, actually. My bad. It is not you. That once you realize there is no spoon, it is not the spoon that bends, but it is reality. I forget what he says. Eric with the last coffee here. Thank you, man. The spiritual order, he writes, obey my husband, ? Women keep telling the same story like they're the victim. She's following a man that, according to her, isn't doing his job, making mistakes, not leading correctly. The question is, did she have sex out of wedlock? Women that have sex out of wedlock marry the wrong man. Women are spiritually retarded. Women are sex dealers. They sell crack. Know any selfless crack dealers? Oh, yeah. I don't know. Some noble sex. You know, there's got to be a noble crack dealer out there. I don't know what I'm talking about. Women give out free tastes to hook a man, and then they beat him over the head with complaints. He can never be what she wants because she wants to chase a thrill. Complaining is a thrill. Only way to create an emotion is to think about ourselves. That's why women explain everything using themselves as an example. Hold on. Women think with their feelings, and their feelings cause them to think. Women believe personal stories prove something. Ladies, listen up. This is from Eric. Stories about ourselves are void of truth. I know they feel real, but anything that feels real isn't real. Our experience is a lie. We don't experience life. We experience lies. The spiritual order, women can't lead a family. They're always thinking about themselves. They're not guided from within. They're guided from without. The truth isn't in them. Women are all about self. Marriage isn't an equal partnership. Men protect their family physically and spiritually, guiding them to overcome the world. It's impossible to protect without authority. A man can't ensure the protection of his family if his wife won't obey. Well, thank you, Eric, for your coffees. Appreciate it, sir. buymeacoffee.com/anchor, baby. The noble crack dealer. You guys cracking up over that one? The noble crack dealer. Amazing. Thank you, sir. buymeacoffee.com/anchor, baby. Amazing. Okay. Let's see. Wow. Look at the time. In the last few minutes of the show, what do we do here? We'll get to calls. We're going to get to you here. But straight up, your cousin, let's just pretend for a moment. You got a cousin, and he is an Uber driver. And, hold on here. Am I getting this right? Sorry, no. Apologies. We'll leave this for another time. Forget about it. Rick, Hampton, Virginia, last few minutes of the show, man. Thanks for your call. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Nick? What's going on?
No complaints. No, all is well. Rick?
Nick, can you hear me? Can
yes.
You hear me? Oh, yes. What do you think going to be about the speech tonight, buddy?
Well, there's two, right? Well, my bad. No, there's one speech. Trump was at the Supreme Court thing over the birthright thing, but he didn't do a speech. Now, the speech tonight, I think that's like at 6,
sorry, go ahead.
right? 6 p.m. Pacific time. He's addressing the nation. It's supposed to be over the war.
Oh, so what was the Supreme Court outcome? What was that?
Well, their debate, they were hearing out arguments for the birthright citizenship stuff. And Trump was in there. He was there listening, and presidents had never done that before.
Oh, man, I like that. Hey, sometimes President Trump, they pull some bull crap.
Well, I mean, he's part of it. It's Trump versus somebody, and he's like, oh, let me hear what they got to say. I like it.
Because I'm like this. The Democrats have took that and just really took advantage of it. Oh, as long as you're born here, you're a citizen. They like that. But sometimes, like this, if you go overseas and you got to go to the hospital, you have a baby, that don't make you no citizen.
That's crazy, right?
Yes. But the Democrats want to make, touchdown, shit, there, you a citizen.
No, it's an abuse. That means literally that means the entire world can be American. That doesn't make sense.
That's what I'm talking about. And Democrats don't care because as long as they come, as long as they turn the votes.
Yeah.
That's all what it's
so
about.
he's speaking tonight, Trump, and he's talking about the war, right? He's addressing the nation about the war?
Yeah, it's supposed to be about the war.
What do you think he's going to say?
He probably talk about some other things.
Yeah, what's he going to say tonight? What's the address? What do you think it is going to be about? I just know he's going to.
Well, I guess he's gonna just show how progress the war is going, So I think I'm gonna have to wait to see attitude.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it.
Turn out.
I'll definitely watch it. Probably talk about it tomorrow, maybe.
Well, I guess what is the aim of the Iran? Because Iran always doing something. You remember when they
always doing something.
To me, they made Carter look bad. The hostages before Carter just before he
yeah, I heard about that.
In his first term, how they took on the Iran took on the hostages, and I think Carter paid them the money they wanted, and they released the hostages. Iran is always they be doing something all the time, man.
They always be doing stuff. Yep. I don't know exactly what and everything in the full scope, but I know for a fact they be doing something.
They always doing something, man. They always do something to draw attention to somebody. And like what President Trump's trying to do is end that regime for good.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm watching that off ramp because I need to sell my oil. I need to sell my oil position. Because oil's going to crash. It's going to crash as soon as the peace comes back.
You think the oil going to crash?
It has to crash. It has to, and that's not a bad thing. That's just returning to a reasonable price because peace is here. The only reason it's high is because of this business. So once peace is here, oil will crash, and it's all good.
Well,
So that's it. I don't know what's gonna happen. We're watching.
Yeah, it's like might as well just enjoy it while you can, man. Because I think the stock market is doing good while President Trump is in. So, hey, man,
nice.
I ain't gonna stress, man. It could be worse if we had a Democrat here right now. Borders would be wide open, everything would be out of control.
I'll probably tell you guys about it tomorrow. See what he says. I'll watch it tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, very interesting. But yeah. I like to hear Trump talk. He's like, "Oh, that's a very evil woman."
Who?
Trump. What he says?
Rick, we're over time, sir. My apologies, man. Can you call me again?
Man, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Well, Nick, love you, brother, man. I'll try to see y'all on Punchy TV tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, y'all later. Love y'all. Y'all be blessed.
Back at you. All right, folks. Catch us on Punchy, punchy.tv, Punchy TV on YouTube right after, in an hour, 2 p.m. Pacific. All right, y'all. Take it easy. See you then. Bye for now. Or Lil Nick too, he's got to say bye. Bye.
The views, information, thoughts, and opinions expressed during this show are the individual's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the JLP Network or Bond. Their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes only. The JLP Network and Bond name and all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owner, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service.